Hello everyone, just me again, JP Donnelly, Jeff Donnelly. I can be found at jpdonnelly8.com, jpdonnelly8 on Facebook, basically everywhere, JP Donnelly8, Instagram, you name it. I'm also the author of Emotion and Political Repression. But I was just thinking about this the other day. Is gun control a racist policy? Really think about it though. If you look at most places, most cities, states that have, major gun control, they're a majority of minority residents living there. And when you look at it that way, it kind of is racist policy. It's Mountain Dew, gotta love it. Taking consideration New York City, Chicago, Boston, Los Angeles, each of these cities that I just named, what they do is they actually have very strict gun control where the typical person who lives in the community is not afforded the opportunity to actually own and carry a firearm for their own self-defense. Yet, if you're wealthy, that doesn't affect you because they give you the licenses that you need because you're wealthy and you have the connections. Where the run-of-the-mill individual who lives in these urban environments, they don't have the connections or the money or the ability to actually get an unrestricted firearm license. Or in fact, some of them, they can't even get a firearm license even to have a firearm in their own home, which is just sad. Taking consideration, I live in Springfield, Massachusetts, as you all probably are aware, or maybe this is the first time you're hearing this. So, Springfield, Massachusetts, if you're lucky and the local police chief finds you suitable, you'll get a firearm license, but the city of Springfield does not issue unrestricted firearm licenses. Under extreme circumstances, they will. And those extreme circumstances, I guess, are if you're a politician, if you're related to a politician, if you're a business owner that carries large amounts of money. Basically what it is, they give a blanket restricted firearm license that stops you from actually being able to carry for self-defense. And that is pretty sad, especially given the fact that this is a constitutional right and you should have the right to actually defend yourself. But when you look at, let's just take the city of Springfield, for instance. You have an urban environment, and it's surrounded by let's just say white, upper income communities, such as Wilbraham, East Longmeadow, and definitely Longmeadow. I think Longmeadow has some of the highest property values in Massachusetts. So when you look at it, when you go for a firearm license in Wilbraham, Longmeadow, East Longmeadow, they give unrestricted to their residents who apply for them. Springfield, on the other hand, which actually has, I believe it was on the ranked one of the top 10 or something most violent cities in America, and it's an urban area where you can be robbed while walking out to the ATM. It's just it's a crime-ridden community. Not trying to hit it, not trying to make Springfield look bad, but realistically, it's not. When you're looking at the communities that it borders at Springfield, we count murders per year, where the other communities judge murders per decade or longer. So when you look at it that way, I personally believe that people who live in the inner city neighborhoods should be able to get unrestricted firearm licenses if they're not precluded from getting a firearm license by federal law and statute. And when you look at it, you have to really ask yourself this: why are these cities like Boston, New York City, Chicago, and Springfield, Massachusetts, why are they so uneven with who they give firearm licenses to and who they give unrestricted licenses to? Why do you have to be a politician? Why do you have to have connections? Why do you have to be a business owner to actually be able to defend yourself? You know, it's just, if you really look at it, it's not fair. And realistically, it's the minority communities which are suffering as a result of this. People claim, well, the gun violence has to stop. Well, the gun violence is being done by people with illegal firearms, people who are convicted felons who shouldn't be owning a firearm anyways. So if you look at it, giving someone a restricted firearm license is not stopping the gun violence. What it is it's actually making that person a victim. It's taking their ability to actually defend themselves away, which means that these people with illegal firearms are left to be the only ones that are able to defend themselves and to victimize the law-abiding community. If you look at it, these politicians will never say it, but they're afraid of the people in their community being armed, which happens to be a lot of the minority community who, for the most part, dress the part of a rap, of the rap life, the hip-hop lifestyle, which makes a lot of these uppity suit and tie individuals very cautious and very unsafe, scared. And therefore, their way of acting towards their biases is to disarm the population that they're afraid of, which the saddest thing is it's the same population that actually voted them into office. I know, it makes no sense at all. It's crazy. But ask yourself this: are gun control policies racist? Because remember something. I'm just telling you, the politicians and the wealthy elite are not the ones that are being disarmed. It's the it's the inner city individuals who are the ones that gun control is targeting. Handgun violence. Well, I hate to put it to you, but handguns are the best option for self-defense and a violent encounter. You're not going to pull out a double-barrel shotgun, like if you're being robbed at the ATM. If you're, like an 80-year-old is not going to pull out a double-barrel shotgun, from their purse, while they're walking home and being robbed. What they're going to pull out is a snub nose 38 or a little 9mm or even a 22 caliber Derringer. Okay, so if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, this is just how I believe about gun control and how it could be considered as a racist policy. Okay, hopefully you like this, hopefully you share this, maybe buy a book, well, if you want to listen to some of my other videos, they're posted up here, and have a good day.